Cedenco Foods New Zealand Limited is owned by Emanaka, Japan, and is a progressive food manufacturing company with modern processing facilities here in Gisborne. Cedenco Foods New Zealand produces natural fruit and vegetable ingredients under the world's leading food safety system, FSSC 22000. Founded in 1986 to manufacture powders, pastes, purees and IQF products from locally grown crops, it exports to 20 countries around the world. The following presentation will help you understand how we work together to achieve our goals. Our goals are to keep you and your fellow workers safe and healthy at work, to provide safe and high-quality food ingredients, and to become the employer of choice in this region. You are about to take part in our health and safety induction. Please pay attention as you will be required to complete a questionnaire at the end. Feel free to ask any questions at the conclusion of this presentation. Health and safety is a continuously improving environment. We expect everyone who enters our site to be up to date with changes or improvements and take responsibility for their safety and those around them. Site security. To ensure the health and safety of all workers on Cedenco premises and to assist in protecting Cedenco's competitive advantage in relation to technology, food safety, product integrity and personal safety, all persons entering Cedenco Foods are required authorization. All visitors to Cedenco must sign in through our VizTab system at reception. This requires them to put in their information and read our evacuation and food safety requirements. A Cedenco rep will then meet them and escort them during their visit. Employees will be issued with a green lanyard like this one once they return their employment agreement and all relevant documents. Contractors are issued with blue lanyards at the completion of their induction if required. An initial card is free. If you lose your card during your employment, please let your supervisor or reception know and a replacement will be made at a cost to the worker. All workers must enter through the designated entrances, for employees through the turnstile, and contractors who require vehicle entry through the gates. You cannot loan your lanyard to another person to enter the site. This includes tailgating. Once on site, you must follow the yellow pedestrian walkway across to the factory. If you are driving on site, please abide by our 10km speed limit and be cautious of other vehicle and people movement. If you forget your lanyard and it is during office hours, you must enter and sign in at reception. After hours, you will need to notify your supervisor to gain access. Lanyards must be hung in the department you work for. Contractors must hang their lanyards in the workshop. Do not leave in lockers or on you while you are working. Company rules. Cedenco company rules and code of conduct are to be followed by all people entering or engaging in work with Cedenco. These rules are in place to protect the safety of workers, safeguard property and people, and prevent any unnecessary disruption to the business. Our rules clearly define types of behavioural standards not acceptable and may, after an investigation, result in disciplinary action or dismissal. Misconduct. Failure to advise of absence. causing offence to another person through the use of obscene or abusive actions or language, failing to comply with time reporting, serious misconduct, reporting to work in such a condition that you are unable to perform your job safely, failing to report accidents, near misses and property damage. These are not complete lists of misconduct or serious misconduct. A more comprehensive document can be found in your induction booklet. Drug and alcohol policy. Cedenco has a zero tolerance to drugs and alcohol. This includes in your possession or in your system. Cedenco conducts testing for the following: pre-employment, random, post-incident, reasonable cause, including search and surveillance. The policy includes any worker working at the Cedenco site or any location carrying out activities or functions under the direction of Cedenco. Smoking policy. Cedenco has a smoke-free policy in line with the Smoke-Free Environment Act. Smoking is prohibited everywhere on site except under the canopy between the cafe and the workshop. Please use the ashtrays provided. Quality.
We take food safety really seriously here, so it is very important that you comply with all our policies and procedures.
If you are going to be working directly in our production areas with or around product, you will also be required to complete a separate food safety presentation. PPE and quality. All employees, contractors and visitors must comply with company PPE and hygiene procedures. On commencement of employment, you will be issued with gumboots and earmuffs. All other PPE requirements are available through the laundry. At the end of your shift, please return all PPE to the laundry in the baskets provided. Do not leave in the changing rooms or your locker. All PPE is the property of Cedenco and must not be taken off-site. Contractors must wear the correct PPE. This can be borrowed from the laundry. Signage to areas will help you with what to wear, otherwise ask your Cedenco contact person. Entry to the blue line areas. All workers must comply with Cedenco's procedures for entering any of the processing areas. For the blue line areas, remove your shoes and place in the cubby holes provided. Step over into the sock-only area and collect your gumboots. Place these on. Check in the mirror your hair is completely covered inside your hairnet. If you have facial hair, you must also wear a beard net. Place the balaclava over your hair and beard net. De-lint following the procedure on the wall. And sign the delinting register once complete. The following items are prohibited from all processing areas, and if found on or in your possession, they will be confiscated. Prohibited items: jewellery, food, lollies, chewing gum, listening devices, cell phones, cigarettes, and glass. Place your earmuffs on correctly. Enter the air showers. Instructions will be given on what to do inside. Finally, wash, dry and sanitize before entering the factory floor. Pathogens like Salmonella, hepatitis, E. coli and Listeria are found everywhere and can be transferred by people, air, animals and waste, so we need to be careful. Following the correct entry procedures, sanitation and staff hygiene are just one of a number of ways we can control this. Entry to critical hygiene. Our critical hygiene areas have an even higher level of entry. To enter, remove your shoes and place them in the cubby holes provided before crossing over into the sock-only area. Remember, any prohibited items will be confiscated. Put on your whites and sleeves. Take a pair of boots and place them on the red vinyl gumboot zone. Put on your hairnet. If you have facial hair, remember you must also wear a beard net. Using the mirror, make sure your hair is completely covered inside your hairnet as you put on your balaclava. Check all street clothing is covered beneath your whites. Place your earmuffs on correctly. Delint following the procedure on the wall and sign the delinting register once complete. Finally, wash, dry and sanitize before entering the critical hygiene area. It is extremely important we maintain strict hygiene levels, as a pathogen outbreak could lead to sickness or death. If you get a notifiable disease like Salmonella from something you have eaten, or are suffering from vomiting or diarrhea, you must notify your supervisor or manager immediately. You will need a doctor's certificate to come back to work. Hazard identification and control. Cedenco has many hazards around site. Each area has its own unique issues. These have been identified and hazard ID registers are available in all areas. You will be made familiar with these during your on-the-job training. If you are unsure at any time, stop and get instructions. If you see someone doing something that may harm themselves or another, please ask them to stop and report the incident to your supervisor or complete a near-miss form.
If you are working around noisy machinery in excess of 85 decibels, you must wear protective earmuffs.
When operating equipment, you must ensure you are trained. There is emergency stops on this equipment. To do maintenance, we have a lockout switch to safeguard you from accidents. You must observe the signs. There's signs for pitch points, also moving parts, so don't put your hands in the moving parts. A lot of machines have sensors, so when you open the doors or remove a guard, the equipment will stop.
Make sure you look out for me on the forklift and I'll look out for you.
Please report any faults or unsafe conditions to your supervisor or complete a near-miss form. These can be dropped in any of the near-miss safety boxes around the factory. If you feel the controls in place are not suitable, let your supervisor know and we can work together to make improvements.
Cedenco have a lockout tagout system to keep all staff safe before any cleaning or maintenance is done on a machine. If you're required to lock out any equipment, this is the lockout station for IQF. You must fill out the lockout tagout register. It is your own responsibility to lock out any machinery you are working on. You must wait until the relieving employee has installed his or her padlock before removing your own. You must return your padlock to the lockout station and complete the register.
Contractors have an obligation to work within our health and safety systems. Contracting companies are required to complete a pre-qualification form before commencing any work. Contractors will then have to complete a job safety plan for all work undertaken. Some contractors will also need to fill out hot or cold work permits. These can be found in the workshop. Accident Incident Reporting.
Here at Cedenco Foods, we take health and safety very seriously. One of the key components of that is knowing where to find and get first aid from. Located in the cafeteria, we have our first aid room, which is our main room, but also around the factory, we have a number of first aid areas which are highlighted by our first aid signs. Inside the first aid room, you'll also find a list of first aiders.
All accidents and near-miss incidents, including property damage, must be reported to your supervisor. They will then help you complete an accident form. Accidents must be reported within 24 hours. Reporting accidents helps us put preventative measures into place. This will minimize future risk. Cedenco has a rehab policy. We can help support workers with treatment and alternative duties if they have suffered from an injury. Evacuation.
Upon hearing the fire alarm, everyone is to leave immediately in an orderly fashion for the evacuation area by the safest and most efficient exit. Always check when you go through the exit that it's safe on the outside to proceed, because you could be walking into a dangerous situation.
The evacuation area is located on the grass in front of the administration block. Assemble in your department and remain there until the all clear is given. The receptionist will contact emergency services during office hours. If outside office hours, remember to dial 111. There are area wardens for all departments. They can be identified by their pink high vests and are responsible for ensuring their area is evacuated, collecting lanyards, performing a head count at the evacuation area, and reporting to the site warden. Should a fire or other emergency be discovered before the alarm has been sounded, operate the manual fire alarm in your area. Evacuate the building and report the location to the site warden, who can be found at the fire control panel in a yellow high-vis. If an ammonia leak is discovered, activate the manual fire alarms and evacuate the building to the evacuation area. The site warden will take note of the wind direction and relocate the evacuation area if necessary. Cedenco has a trained rescue squad to respond to all emergencies. Conclusion. At Cedenco, we don't want to harm people in our workplace, and we care for the health of those people we work with. Cedenco and its offices will put systems and practices in place to continuously improve health and safety and provide an environment where hazards and risks can be identified, reported and monitored.
Everyone has a responsibility of health and safety in the workplace.
So let's all work together to achieve our goal of safe place, safe people, safely home.
Safe place, safe people, safely home.